Chapter 10 Grassroots Democracy Part 1 Governance Part 3 Democracy. You may have noticed that we earlier mentioned representatives of the people. This is one of the foundation stones of the system of governance adopted by most countries of the world. Democracy. The word democracy comes from two Greek words. Demos meaning people and kratos meaning rule or power. So, democracy literally means the rule of the people. So, most countries in the world use democracy. In this system, people vote to choose who will lead and make rules for everyone. This system is called democracy. So, system of governance means the way a country is ruled or managed. That is the system which a country uses to make laws, choose leaders, take care of the people, keep everything fair and safe. For example, democracy is one kind of system of governance where people choose their leaders by voting. These leaders are called representatives of the people because they speak and make decisions for the people. The word democracy comes from the Greek words demos, which means people, and kratos, which means rule or power. So, democracy literally means the rule of the people. But can all people actually rule? It is clearly not possible. Imagine there is a problem that your class wants to bring to the attention of your school's principal. Maybe there is something wrong with the classroom or with the school's infrastructure. Or perhaps you would like to propose a certain date for your field trip. Will the entire class go to the principal? It would clearly not be practical. In many schools, classes have a class monitor or class representative whom the whole class elected. Even if there is none, one representative can be selected for the specific purpose. It will be enough to send the representative to the principal. Can every single person in a country make decisions and run the government? No, that's not really possible. There are too many people. Imagine your class has a problem. Maybe the fan is broken, the benches are old, or you all want to go on a field trip on a certain date. Can the whole class go and talk to the principal at once? No, that would be too many people and very difficult to manage. That's why many classes choose a class monitor or class representative. The class votes to choose someone. Even if there is no one, you can still pick one person to go and talk to the principal. So, sending just one chosen person to speak for everyone is good enough. That person will explain what the whole class wants. It is the same principle at the state or national levels. Through elections, people vote for representatives who will be elected members of their respective assemblies. They are generally called members of legislative assembly or MLAs at the state level and member of parliament or MPs at the national level. All these members discuss laws, problems and solution in the assemblies, and through dialogue and debate try to convince each other whenever there are different opinions. The same idea works in your state or the whole country. People take part in elections where they vote to choose their representatives, and the people we vote for have special names. In a state, they are called MLAs. This stands for Member of Legislative Assembly. In the whole country, they are called MPs. This means Member of Parliament. These MLAs and MPs meet in big groups called assemblies. They talk about laws, that is, rules for everyone, problems people are facing, and ways to solve those problems. When they don't agree, they talk, which is called dialogue, and debate, that is, share different opinions. Even if they don't all agree, they try to convince each other and find the best solution for everyone. Like any modern democracy, therefore, India is a representative democracy. It is also the world's largest democracy with some 970 million voters in 2024. In principle, all Indian citizens above the age of 18 have the right to participate in these elections. This means, just like other modern countries, India is a representative democracy, which means people choose leaders to speak and make decisions for them. India is the largest democracy in the world. In 2024, about 970 million people in India were allowed to vote. That's a huge number, isn't it? Everyone in India who is 18 years old or older is allowed to vote in elections. This is their right, which means it's something they are allowed to do by law. So, all these people can take part and help choose the leaders of the country. Imagine that your class is planning to go for a picnic. There are two possible places, A and B. The class discusses the pros and cons, distance, time, cost, availability of basic facilities, etc. It becomes difficult to arrive at a decision. So, your teacher decides that voting can solve the problem. The number of students in favor of place A raise their hands. Then, the number of students in favor of place B raise theirs. The decision is taken by whichever option gets a larger number of raised hands. This process is called voting. This is a case of direct democracy, where every student's opinion was taken to finalize the place. Let's say your class is planning for a fun picnic and you have to choose between two places, place A and place B. Everyone talks about the good and bad points. That is called pros and cons of each place. Your class talks about things like how far the places are, how much time it will take, how much money it costs, and what facilities they have. Even after talking, the class can't agree on which place to choose. Some want A and some want B. To make it fair and simple, the teacher says, let's vote. This means everyone will choose by raising hands. First, students who want to go to place A raise their hands. Then, the ones who prefer place B raise their hands. The teacher counts how many hands are raised for each. Whichever place gets more votes wins. This fair method of deciding by majority is called voting. So, this is an example of direct democracy. It means every student gave their opinion and helped decide the final answer. The term grassroots democracy refers to a system that enables and encourages the participation of ordinary citizens. The base of the pyramid we saw in figure 10.4 on page 155. In such a system, the citizens can have a say in decisions which affect them. We will study more features of Indian democracy in the next two chapters and also in later grades. So, grassroots democracy means a system where ordinary people like you and me are encouraged to take part in decision making. The word grassroots means the bottom level, like the bottom part of a pyramid. These are the people at the local level, like villagers, townspeople, or small communities. In this kind of system, citizens are allowed to give their opinion and help make decisions about things that matter to them, like roads, water supply, schools, or healthcare in their area. We will learn more about how Indian democracy works in the next two chapters of this book. Later, when you move to higher classes, you will learn about even more details. Before we move on, no country can run without governance and government. So, every country needs a way to be managed and rules to follow. That's why we need a government. That is a group of people who run the country. Governance, the way they make decisions and take care of the country. Without a government, there would be confusion, No rules and no one to solve problems or make sure things are fair. A modern government has three organs: legislative, executive, and judiciary, which need to work together. A modern government has three parts that do different jobs. Legislative, this part makes the laws or rules for the country. Executive, this part carries out the laws and runs the day-to-day work of the government. Judiciary, this part makes sure laws are followed and solves disputes or problems. All these three parts need to work together so the country runs smoothly and fairly. The Indian government functions at three levels: center or national, state and local. So, the government in India works in three levels: center or national level. This government looks after the whole country. It takes care of big things like defense, money and foreign affairs. State level, each state has its own government that looks after things in that state like schools, roads and hospitals. Local level, this is the government closest to the people like the village or the town. It handles small local problems like water supply, street lights and cleanliness. Democracy is the overall framework for this system. It functions through elected representatives both at the state and the national levels. That is, democracy is the big system that helps run the government in India. It works by people choosing leaders called representatives through elections. These representatives speak and make decisions for everyone. This happens both at the state level for the state government and the national level for the central government. With this, we have completed part 3, the final portion of chapter 10. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. See you soon in our next video. Bye bye.